What got me involved in STEM was my 8th grade math teacher. So she told me after class to meet her after school for a special program. And I said, okay, knowing I was not going to meet her after school. I was going to play with my friends. So somehow she just knew where my locker was, and when I went around the corner, she smacked me upside the back of my head, and she said, "Didn't I tell you to meet me in the classroom after school?" And I was like, "Ow, yeah." She's like, "Get in there." I said, "What's this for?" She said, "Don't worry about it. Just get in there, get a seat, and don't talk." Not saying it was right, but it worked. It was effective. And for the first time in my life, I met physicists, chemists, engineers, systems analysts, and I didn't know what that meant. And they began to talk about their jobs, and it was like these people were from Mars. And eventually, the program sponsored a day trip where we had the opportunity to go on visit them at their locations and their offices, and that was the turning point. I began to see that, wow, this is really interesting. And my next question was, how do I get into this? And they said, you got to follow your math and science very closely. You got to, do really well. And they said, you're in the Regents program, which was a special program in New York for kids that were on more of a college track. I didn't know at the time. They just put me in Regents. And as it turned out, it was a great opportunity for me to start to see what could come of all of this math and science. I was missing that. So I had no relevance for why I needed to learn algebra or pre-calculus or calculus or differential case or any of those, STEM subjects, because what we were applying it to in class was almost irrelevant to my life. In addition to that, this program also had a summer component to it where we actually came together and built products, real products like metal detectors, walkie-talkies. So again, I'm beginning to see the relevance of this. And then my uncle got us involved in an evening program at one of the Votech schools, and we again began to build electronic gadgets, and I just fell in love with electronics. And I knew that my attention span was much longer when it came to electronics. And then I got introduced to computers. And that's when I hit that holy grail of just interest and infatuation with the ability to go into another world, to kind of, in a sense, leave this world and go in and create another world. It was amazing. And I began to work on the System 34 mainframe at 14 years old. My teacher taught me, my guidance counselor got me into the class in the 9th grade as opposed to the 10th when it was supposed to be offered. And I had a summer job, and it happened to be with my teacher, and he taught me mainframe systems administration. And we were, at that point, transitioning from RGP2 to COBOL. And I was learning COBOL, Common Oriented Business Language. And I was sort of like the class clown because I would get so bored with the programs, I would run around and help people debug theirs. I just wanted to debug programs. I didn't like writing them, but I loved to it was like a game. Find the error, syntax error, find the error. And that led to a job from the age of 14 until today in STEM, and actually worked my way through college, leveraging my technical skill sets.